What happened to the fire you used to feel with your wife? Do you ever look across the dinner table and wonder when the two of you stopped flirting, stopped touching, stopped actually feeling excited to be around each other? A lot of men don't talk about it, but they feel it every day. The marriage is still there, the love is still there, but the passion feels like it packed its bags and left sometime after the honeymoon phase. Maybe you used to kiss her like you meant it. Maybe she used to light up when you walked into the room. Now it feels mostly like errands, routines, logistics, and calendar reminders. Most men quietly assume this is just what marriage becomes after a few years. But deep down, they don't want to settle. They want to feel chosen. They want to feel wanted. And they want their wife to look at them like she used to. Not like a roommate. Not like a coworker running a household. But like a man she feels drawn to. Here is the part a lot of husbands never hear. That spark is not permanently gone. It does not die on its own. It fades because both people stop feeding it. And if you are the man who chooses to restart the fire, you will be surprised how quickly she responds. If you are new to this channel, subscribe to Stronger Together, helping men build stronger marriages. Let's talk about 7 ways men can bring back passion in marriage, starting today. The first way is to become intentional again. In the early days of your relationship, you didn't accidentally show interest. You pursued her. You noticed small details. You planned things. You didn't wait for the right moment, you created moments. Over time, most men shift from intentional to passive. They stop leading connection. When the marriage becomes automatic, passion naturally disappears. A simple example. You probably used to send her random texts during the day that had nothing to do with logistics. Not reminders, not pick up milk, but when was the last time you did that? One practical step is to bring back pursuit in small ways. Flirt with her during the day instead of waiting until bedtime. Compliment her without needing a reason. Do something thoughtful that isn't tied to a holiday or anniversary. Passion starts with attention. The second way is to reintroduce mystery and unpredictability. Routine is helpful for running a household, but it slowly kills desire if that is all there is. When a marriage is 100% predictable, it becomes boring, and boredom is the enemy of passion. Think about it. Before marriage, she didn't know exactly what every evening would look like with you. There was variety, there were surprises, there were plans with a little bit of risk and excitement. Many men assume their wife wants structure and nothing else, but she also wants to feel alive. If every date is the same restaurant and the same conversation, the emotional engine stalls out. One practical strategy is to break the pattern once a week. It could be as simple as taking her somewhere new, planning a surprise dessert outing after dinner, or starting a spontaneous kiss instead of a routine peck on the cheek. Another tip is to learn one new activity together. When the two of you are beginners again, you recreate partnership and discovery. Discovery is fuel for attraction. The third way is to reconnect physically outside of the bedroom. Passion does not start in the bedroom, it ends there. Attraction builds through small physical signals long before anything intimate happens. A lot of men only reach for touch when they want sex, which makes the touch feel like a transaction. Your wife craves physical closeness the other 23 hours of the day when you are not asking for anything. That means hugs that linger. A hand on her lower back when you pass behind her in the kitchen. A playful brush of her hair. The kind of warm, grounded physical presence that says, I see you. One actionable tip is to set a personal goal for yourself. Offer 3 moments of physical connection each day that have zero expectation attached. Touch that is connection, not negotiation. Over time, this makes her lean toward you again. It reminds her she is desired, not just needed. The fourth way is to upgrade your masculine energy. Nothing reignites passion faster than a man who feels grounded, confident, and purpose-driven. Many husbands lose their edge without realizing it. They stop taking pride in how they present themselves. They stop challenging themselves. They settle into comfort. But attraction thrives when a man lives with momentum. Men often think passion is about doing something to her, but most of the time it is about becoming a better version of yourself. Here is a simple example. Remember when you used to work out, dress well, or take care of your appearance without being asked? You didn't do it for attention. You did it because you had energy, pride, and a sense of direction. Passion grows when your wife can see and feel effort. A practical step is to create one non-negotiable masculine habit each day. lifting weights, running, reading, leveling up in a skill, working toward a personal goal. When you expand your life, her attraction expands with it. The fifth way is emotional leadership through connection, not control. A lot of men here lead and think dominate, which shuts their wife down emotionally. Real emotional leadership is about creating safety, depth, and curiosity. When your wife feels emotionally seen, she opens up physically and romantically. Think about arguments you have had. Did they spiral because you reacted defensively? Or because neither of you slowed down to understand what was underneath the disagreement? Passion fades when a woman feels misunderstood or unheard. One actionable shift is to listen to understand, not to fix immediately. A second tip is to ask open-ended questions that draw her out. Like, what has been weighing on you lately? Or, what do you feel like you're missing that you haven't told me? Emotional intimacy is the foundation that desire stands on. Without connection, affection dries up. The sixth way is to create experiences that break the routine of your environment. Many couples try to be romantic inside the exact same environment that has been drained of romance. If every night looks like collapsing on the couch with a phone in hand, that room no longer signals connection. Passion is tied to context. You have to change the setting to change the energy. You do not need a luxury vacation. You just need novelty. Take her somewhere scenic for coffee. Rent a cabin for one night instead of scrolling at home. Drive to a lookout spot and talk like you used to when there was still wonder between you. Small adventures feel big when they come unexpectedly. A practical tip is to schedule a microdate each week. Something short, simple, and outside the house. Another useful tip is to reclaim one room or part of the evening as phone-free. When you remove distractions, intimacy returns. The seventh way is to communicate desire without pressure. Husbands often go silent when they feel rejected, which creates distance. Or they become sarcastic, indirect, or impatient, which pushes their wife further away. Women respond powerfully to clear desire that is expressed confidently and calmly. That means telling her what you enjoy about her, not just physically, but emotionally and personally. It means initiating without fear of a no. It means confidence without entitlement. A practical approach is to verbalize attraction in real time. You look incredible right now. Or, I love this side of you. Or, I love being close to you. Another tip is to express desire at times when you are not seeking intimacy. That builds anticipation. It tells her she matters beyond the moment. When these 7 habits stack together, passion becomes a natural byproduct. Intentional pursuit, surprise and mystery, physical closeness, masculine growth, emotional leadership, new experiences, and confident desire, these are the ingredients that create attraction again. Let's recap the key lessons. Passion does not vanish on its own. It fades because both people stop nurturing it. The first step is becoming intentional again, treating her like a woman you are still pursuing. Then you add mystery back into the relationship so the connection feels alive. You reconnect physically throughout the day, not just at bedtime. You rebuild your masculine presence by leveling up personally. You lead emotionally through curiosity and connection. You create new experiences, even small ones, to change the emotional environment. And finally, you communicate desire openly and confidently without placing pressure on her. When a man leads with effort, his wife feels chosen again. And the passion that once felt lost starts returning much faster than most men expect. Before we wrap up, hear this clearly. You do not need a different wife to feel passion again. You need a different level of presence, intention, and masculine energy. Passion is not about going backward to who you were when you first met. It is about going forward and becoming the man who still pursues his wife even after the ring is on her finger. When you choose to show up this way, she rediscovers the parts of you she originally fell for. Not because the past repeats itself, but because the connection evolves into something deeper, stronger, and far more meaningful. You have far more influence over the spark in your marriage than you realize. If you start now, you are not years away from change, you are days away. Which of these 7 habits do you think you need to work on first? Like, comment, and subscribe to Stronger Together for more marriage and relationship advice for men. Keep showing up, keep growing, and keep leading your marriage with strength and intention. You have